I need a faster lens. This is just the beginning of a storm that is hitting the west coast of Denmark.
Welcome to Svalbard Longyearbyen.
It's so nice to be on my way to that little paradise over there called Vorsø, and I'm looking forward to spending the next 4 days out there seeing what happened. I don't know if I see any birds, any badgers, I don't know anything, but I'm full of excitement, so let's get there. Even though the forest seems so dead right now, when I look around, there's so many, like, what to say, proofs that there are life, a lot of life here. And I don't know if this is the fox or it's a bird of prey. Something has killed a bird. You can see when this one, if they were like a feather with a natural ending, it would probably be a bird of prey, but because they have been cut like with a scissor, it's probably the fox who has like bitten the feathers off. At least that is what I've been explained. I'm really excited to set up my little spy camera near that badger set, because in 2 months from now it all starts, if they're here, and they probably are. At this time of the year, badgers are not hibernating because they're not like lowering the body temperature and all that kind of stuff, but they are. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted. Story will continue. Look at this. Massive forces when the storm is hitting this little island. A lot of tree has been taken down by the wind. What was I talking about before? It was something with the badgers and the spy camera and... Oh yeah, the badgers are not hibernating, like real hibernating, like lowering the body temperature. They're just less active. They are more in the den and they are less hours out from the den. But I don't know, like when they come out at this time of the year on this island, I don't know when they come back to the den at this time of the year on this island, because that is different from like location to location. But very soon we're going to find out. This looks really promising. Freshly digged holes, not the toilet. So no, it's not shit. It's just what to say, soil. But it's a good sign because it's freshly digged. Yeah. Let's go and set up that game camera. Another thing I'm really excited about is the fact that I have a photo blind over here, and now it has been here for 5 years. I'm really excited to see if that is just been ripped to bits and pieces by falling pieces of branches and wind and snow and frost and sun and salt. But time will show. Does not look so super used. You can see how the leaves around the holes are just like they have not been stepped on. Everything looks so unused. But then here on the other hand, over there and here, look, that is a completely different story. That's nice. And here there is a lot of digging. Now I just have to decide where to put up the camera. Kind of covering this area over there, but there are also holes in this direction and that direction, and now I would have loved to have a few of these, one to set here and one where I know the badgers used to come in. Yeah, let's hope for the best. The reason why I'm setting up the game camera right now in the badger set is because this year in the spring I would love to work a little more with the badgers on this location and home on my farm. And it starts now, early the year, because I need to start to figure out if they are here, what holes they're using, you know, how many there are, so I can start to plan where I want to set up my photo blinds. So that is why I start so early in the year. But let's fix the blind. Getting very dark very fast in the forest, so rather than spending the last hour in there, I want to go to the shore just to see if there are some little birds. That is one huge difference between summer and winter over here. at the little island. In the summer, when I'm photographing the badgers, I have all these birds in the colony above my head, and they're like making that the whole day. Just that sound. And at this time of the year, they're spending the day on land, on the mainland, and then every evening they come over here like in huge numbers, and they use this as a sleeping place. So if I'm lucky and if I sit somewhere now, I might see that little migration from the mainland to the island. That would be nice. I think I'll do that and just wait. It's getting really dark now, and if I see something, a deer, fox, even the birds, I need some more light. I need a faster lens. So I'm taking the 400 on with a converter, and then I'll go along the shoreline and that way around the island until I get back to the farm. So probably just in time for some dinner. So yeah, let's get to it. Better stop talking and just see if I see anything. I don't have any expectations for this evening except from just being here, having a good time. It's nice to be back on the island, I can tell you, and I can't wait for spring and the badgers. See you tomorrow. Hey. This is really nice. I got the badgers even though I only had one camera up, and they were outside that little den I looked at where I said it looks so fresh, and it's really hard to see on this little screen. So when I get back to the house, I want to get it on my computer and just see if I can see more than one badger, and I'm going to look a little at what time they come up and stuff like that. So now time for a coffee. I've set up this ladder because when the badgers are here in the spring, the ferns are coming up very tall, and that makes it sometimes impossible for me to get an overview about the activity on the den. This ladder can hopefully help me to see the whole set, and I can see where they're coming up, where they're moving between the different holes, how do they interact and stuff like that. So with the ladder set up, hopefully this spring I can get a much better, knowledge about what's going on here, and in the perfect world I'll be able to see like where should I place my photo blind to get the most interaction between the badgers. So once again, some preparations that doesn't help me right now, but gives me a really good idea about what to do when spring comes. The one there, and then two more. Oh, four! There's definitely one there. See? There. Beauty. Oh, me picking up the camera. That was really nice. 4 badgers at least, as from the angle I could see, so I reckon there will be more. But now I know they are still there. I know that they came up during the night, not only one time, but more than like twice during the night, and they were faffing around in that light snow. So now I feel very happy, because as soon as spring comes and it gets a little warmer, the nights get a little longer, I know where to go. Perfect. don't know if you can hear anything of what I'm saying because it's quite windy, and this is just the beginning of a storm that is hitting the west coast of Denmark in just a few hours. The wind will be up to 22 meters per second for almost 24 hours, and that is exactly the reason why I have put this foot blind up in my backyard. It's completely new. It's the first time I set it up, and because I'm considering to bring this fellow here on my next trip to Svalbard, which is very soon, I have to stress test it before I'm wasting money and time and space on bringing that in the airplane. And this is the first photo blind I have ever seen, had in my hands, that I am confident bringing in these conditions. Before I praise this too much, I want to see if this can be left alone for 2 days in a storm here in my little backyard. The reason why I say alone is because tonight I'm going to Simon's place. That is where I have my print facilities, so I will not be here if something happens. But I want to put some guidelines on the tent. I want to put out some snacks for the birds, and then hopefully when I get back here we can do some bird photography. And let's just cross the fingers and everything else that can be crossed, that this tent will still be here when I get back. Goddag!
Godt se dig.
Får jeg en kop kaffe til det? Ja, det lyder virkelig godt. Det bliver fint. Har du fået printet lidt?
Ja, ja.
Er du klar? Ja. Ja. Det ser godt ud.
Værsgo.
Tak. Skal vi gå hen og kigge på?
Ja, sådan. Godt så. For ham der, hvad hedder han? Er de stadigvæk de gode, eller skal man have noget andet? Fordi der var ikke et, jeg skulle købe det på et tidspunkt. Den står fint, den står perfekt. Også den ene.
Ja. Ja, den er fin. Dem siger jeg.
Ja, fint.
The wind has definitely calmed down a whole lot, and it's almost unbelievable to think that last night it was a storm hitting the west coast of Denmark and my little photo blind. I'll be home very soon, and I am very excited to go and see if that photo blind is still standing. But yeah, let's just cross the fingers. There it is, and it's still standing. This is really good. It's still windy. This is just nice. 22 meters per second has hit this little photo blind, and it's just standing as when I set it up. So now, tomorrow, I want to get up early and maybe even before sunlight, get into the blind with my camera equipment and just sit here for an hour. I don't really care if I get any photos. I just want to sit there and see how comfortable it is and if I have to make any adjustments before I take the blind to Svalbard. So so nice. It's quiet again. Looking forward for tomorrow. First day in my little photo blind. And it's a little funny because I'm basically outside my little farm 30-50 meters or something like that. But when I'm sitting in here, I feel I could be everywhere, like in the meadow, in the forest, or on Svalbard. But it's always like that when you're in a photo blind, you're kind of limited and you're sitting here. It's cozy. But I don't have big expectations for the birds because when I've been looking out my window from the farm, I haven't seen any birds coming down to eat the snacks I put out. They are too busy on my bird feeders where they are like flying to and from with all the small sunflower seeds. So, but this is also just to sit here for the first time, test out how everything is and see if there's anything I need to do. So yeah, I'm just going to give it a few hours and see if I'm lucky that just one bird comes so I can get a photo. There's not a single bird out there, and I want the bird, but I won't get it because all the birds, as I said, are at the bird feeder. So I think I'll call it a day, drink the last coffee, pack my things, and then actually get started packing for Svalbard. So yeah. Now I'm almost done packing. I'm going 3 weeks to Svalbard to visit Martin and Karina and all the kids, and of course to photograph landscapes and wildlife. And my airplane is leaving in 4 hours from now on, so I'm a little bit busy. My dad and Sonja are here on the farm to take care of everything, to feed the live stream, to have a walk with Björn and give Smeagol some food. So I'm really happy about that. It's a good feeling to leave the farm knowing that some good people are taking care of it. About the photo blind, I actually decided not to bring that to Svalbard, even though I was really looking forward to it, because I talked to Martin on the phone and he said some fur disease has hit the Arctic foxes on Svalbard, and apparently they are dying from that because in the middle of the winter they are kind of losing the fur, so there's not a lot of foxes up there, and it doesn't make sense to use a photo blind for reindeer and for the ptarmigans because you can get close without. So I'm leaving the blind at home, but I hope to visit the university up there to hear a little more about that fur disease and see what it is, and just curious about it. But enough about that. Now it's about to get everything done and go to Svalbard, and then, yeah, see you in the airport.
Welcome to Svalbard Longyearbyen. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and keep your identifier.
So finally I arrived to Longyearbyen here on Svalbard, and I'm going to spend the next 3 weeks here doing some wildlife photography. If I can find some wildlife, some landscape photography, I can definitely find some landscapes. It's still the dark season, meaning that the sun actually doesn't rise, but it will still be beautiful light at the middle of the day. But I have to drive 10 kilometers now to some place called Bolterdalen, where my friend Martin and Karina and their kids are living. So I better just hurry up. The airplane was 1 hour delayed, so they're waiting with the dinner. So let's see if the beast will start. Oh, it's Karina's car. That's better. Let's see. It's so cold, but the car is used to it. Okay, let's go to Bolterdalen. So here I am outside my little cabin. It's just over there. Let's go and have a look. It is so nice to see the little cabin, and it's almost even nicer to see all these small fellows, the dogs. Look at this. Now I just need to get all my gear inside, put the heater on, and then 3 weeks here on Svalbard doing what I love the most, doing wildlife and landscape photography, play with these dogs, hopefully go on ride some dog sled, go on my skis and the snowmobile, all the good stuff. And I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you, but you'll have to wait for that. See you out there.